Yo, this is WSoul13 bringing you Raid Shadow Legends. Today, we're going to be talking about Hard Doom Tower 120 Frostbiter Edition, how I did it, how you can possibly do it too, right? So I'm just going to show you the teams and the builds, right? Maybe a little bit of the runs, but not exactly the entire run, just kind of like show you what I'm trying to do, right? That's it, so we're going to go. So, first let's take a look at 111, right? So 111 is nothing special. I think if you've beaten 109, you're going to be able to beat 111. So essentially been using the same team to get up to this point, right? So 109 is the first big hurdle for a lot of people. I already showed you from my Magma Dragon video yesterday how to beat 109. So if you're curious how to beat 109, check that video out. I use what I've been calling the F2P Legendary Trinity, right? So for me in particular, what I've always espoused to is using what I've been calling the F2P Trinity when you start out in the game, which is your starter, who's going to be your campaign farmer and early game nuker, followed by War Maiden, which is a farmable champ as an AoE decreased defense champ. And then finally, at 30 days, you're going to be able to get Haikatun, or I think in new players' cases now, you can get an Apothecary guaranteed, right, if you start the game now. So what exactly does Haikatun and Apothecary do? They speed up your team, right? 3 champs, amazing synergy, covers almost every piece of content in the game from just 3 champs. Guess what? The F2P Legendary Trinity is like a core group of really powerful end game type champs that can cover almost any situation in Hard Doom Tower, right? So Hard Doom Tower is essentially just dungeon waves, but amped up, and they're a lot stronger. And you need a combination of carry and control elements to break through. And that's what the F2P Legendary Trinity does, right? So, first off, you're going to get Syl at 180 days. What does she do? She is a control and carry champ in one body. You put her on Relentless on your end game gear, right? And then she can have sequences where she goes heal, heal, stun, and that can really tip the scales of the balance of the game back into your favor once you get into these really hard Doom Tower waves. The other thing too is that because you're at hard Doom Tower, there are going to be situations where you're going to get one shot, or there's going to be a sequence where you don't get enough control out there and things get out of hand and a champ will die. That's when Syl comes in. She has a revive, picks them up, puts ally protect on them to keep them alive, hopefully enough, so you can kind of cycle back to Syl and try to get back into the groove. So she's kind of like insurance as well, right? The next one that you're likely to get after Syl is going to be Drexstar Blood Twin. So Drexstar is our win condition for Hard Doom Tower. He puts on burns, and then he also can do control on the side. So he does an AoE provoke that also puts decreased attack on, which decreased attack is actually pretty relevant in Hard Doom Tower, but not as relevant as decreased defense, all right? But also not as relevant as actual control debuffs. So you're looking at things like decreased speed, things like block buffs, right? And of course, the actual control debuffs, stun, freeze, provoke, Sleep, not so much, but sleep is also pretty good. But generally, you want stuns or provokes, right? Freeze is also okay, but freeze is a lot harder to come by in this game. So, Drexstar gives you control, but primarily it gives you burn. So, HP burn happens every turn an enemy champ takes, and it ticks away at the entire enemy champ wave HP every time it happens. So that speeds up your clock so you don't have to survive as much, and eventually you just win, right? Then finally, Vizix is the glue that holds the whole team together. She's a heavier control champ than Seal of the Drakes or Dragstar combined. What she does is her A1 can decrease turn meter, which is great, but it's single target. But what she really, really does is a 100% chance to place AoE provoke for one turn only, but it's still really, really good to get your snowball going. And the other one is an AoE decrease speed. So AoE decrease speed is also really, really strong in Hard Doom Tower. Because one of the biggest hurdles you're going to face, especially once you start hitting the 100s, is the speeds go up insanely high. At this point in the game, I think you're trying to beat 264 or 266. Some insane number, and you're going to need a lot of stats on your champs, right? I'll show you how I did it. And then that leaves you with 2 slots to fill your teams with. Preferably something with utility for the particular wave you're trying to beat, or in general, just something that can speed up runs, make runs smoother, right? So Lydia fits the bill, in my opinion. Eventually, everyone's going to get Lydia, I think. If you play the game hard enough, you play the game long enough, you're going to get Lydia. And why she's such a good kind of like glue champ, or like a champ that can really make your run smoother, is because she puts AoE decrease defense and weaken up, right, to speed up the runs. And also, she puts on a strengthen buff, which kind of like reduces the damage you take in. And then she does things like block revive, and then also fear on her A1, right? Which kind of triggers as well if they try to put fear on you, or I think control, any kind of control move, I think. But more importantly, her A3 is actually a lockout skill that you can pick a target on. So it takes skills away, like skills with cooldowns are taken away, right? So it's a, what is it called? Block? Is it called block cooldown? I think it's called block cooldown skills, right? And that lasts for 2 turns. It's single target, so on manual, you can pick like the threat that wasn't stunned or wasn't not provoked, right? You can lock out their skills for 2 turns. Really, really strong champ, I think. My seal is built with stun set and fearsome presence. So another thing, sort of a theme I have with my particular style of building Hard Doom Tower teams is fearsome presence with stun set. Or I think in Dragstar's case, eventually I'm going to build him with provoke set. But right now he's only a regen set. And then finally, if you get to a point where you get Lydia, you're going to be in a position in the game where you're going to be able to diamond hand these shards. You don't really have to pull for anything, unless it's a guaranteed champ that you really, really like. In my case, or fusion champs. So I still do the fusion champs, but I do it more for content sake, right? But if I were a F2P low spender player today, how I would play the game is basically try to play through the F2P Trinity concept so I don't have to pull shards, right? And get as far ahead as I can, right? Until I can participate in the fusion events. And then I'm just going to do all fusion events to fill out the rest of my teams with whatever pulls I get from the shards I open during fusion events. And then the fusion champs will just fill in my roster over time. That would be a game plan I would do if I were an F2P low spender starting a new account today, right? So to get to here, I think that's a really good way to play the game, in my opinion. Playing that game allows you to diamond hand shards, and eventually I was able to diamond hand 150 ancient shards and get Lady Kimmy. So Lady Kimmy is amazing. She gives me speed aura for Doom Tower. So that bridges the gap of the speed that I need to go first and to suppress those waves, right? All right. So that was a long-winded intro, but I think it's good to hear the explanation again, just so you understand where I'm coming from, what the mindset is, and when I'm trying to build these teams, right? Let's get to the juicy ones. Is it this one? Yeah, it is this one. So I think starting floor 112, you're going to have these Tormund waves. And Tormund does a thing where he freezes a champ every time you put a buff on. My team does a lot of buffs. So I'm stacking like 6-7 buffs, right, per champ. So someone's going to get frozen, or most of them are going to get frozen. And there's going to be a point in one of these waves, I think it might be this one or the next one, where, I think it's this one, where there is a middle wave where there are 3 Tormunds. Is it 3? I think it is 3. And I really would have loved to fit in Syl of the Drakes here, but my build for Syl is just not that great, you know. Her defense is too low. And her, like, it's just not built great, in my opinion. She's just not fast enough. She's over 200 speed, but she could be faster, I think. So you need what I call tech champs in Doom Tower. So what are they? They are like hate cards in Magic the Gathering. They are like silver bullets in like tactical RPG games you played, or they are like tabletop role-playing games or whatever. They are like direct counter elements. So you have an effect, a silver bullet, or this counter effect takes that effect away, right? Or at least mitigates the things that it does, so you can still do the thing you want to do. In my opinion, one of the best ones for hard Doom Tower is Doom Priest, right? It says so on our name, Doom Tower, Doom Priest. She's great. Every turn she takes, she puts heals out and takes a debuff away. That's how I got through the Tormund waves. I probably did it on auto. I don't even remember anymore. But manualing is better since you get to pick like how you target and stuff like that. Those are important decisions to make. But in my opinion, having Doom Priest there creates this loop where, okay, you get frozen, whatever, Doom Priest gets a turn and the freeze is taken away. Right. My Doom Priest is on Relentless set, just like Syl. Great combo, and it just kind of like lets me stay in the game longer, you know. So other things you can do here that I think would be really, really good is some kind of cleanse would be great. Some kind of block revive would also be pretty good. So like definitely Lydia would be great here if you could find a way to put Lydia there. And then that's it. I use the Drexar as my win condition here. So yeah, that's how I beat the Tormund floors. I'll show you actually how that looks like in real time, right? I'll do 2 runs, right? One of them is the Tormund run. So let's do this right here. All right, this is I think this is a Tormund room again, right? Maybe Tormund, maybe Sippy Rotos. So let's go to a Sippy Rotos room. Here we go. Sippy Rotos. How do you beat any floor with Sippy and Rotos combined? So let's do a brief explanation why Sippy and Rotos are such a lethal combination in our Doom Tower. So when Sippy and Rotos are on the team together, every time Rotos takes a turn, it's not when Sippy takes a turn. Every time Rotos takes a turn, Rotos takes all his debuffs away. Right, so you spent all this time, stack all these debuffs, put all these control elements. Rotos takes a turn, takes all those away, and then he does the Rotos thing, which is hit you hard, extra turn, hit you hard again, and all of a sudden, a champ is dead, your chain is broken, like all these chain of debuffs you're trying to put on is broken. Right, and then if Sippy is not controlled and gets a turn, she puts on AoE block debuff, which is very annoying. Very, very annoying if that happens. So what did I do to beat this particular combo? I use Seer. But there's a big difference between my Seer and a legit meta level hard Doom Tower Seer team. So one of my clanmates actually has a very, very nice Seer based comp, right? And it has Kymar in it, right? And look, he only took 43 turns to beat the same wave, which took me 154 turns. So almost 4 times as long as him, right? So what am I trying to do here? What I'm trying to do here is, if you have Kymar, you can do a thing where you go buff, decrease defense, weaken, Karma Burn, which is Seer's AoE max HP percentage, enemy max HP damage skill, right? Which takes all buffs away from their end and also your end, puts them all together, deals a lot of damage, right? Then Seer, blow everything up. Wave 2, Kymar, reset. And then same again, put buffs on, AoE decrease defense weaken, and Seer blows things up again, right? And then if Kaimar is on refresh accessories, right? If you can trigger that refresh, well then wave 3 is going to be the same thing, right? So that's like the super, super cheesy end game way to do a Seer comp, and then you just need to have enough buffs up, and of course have your Seer do tons of crit damage, right? My version of the Seer comp is a slow and grindy Seer comp, right? So I'm still having Visix and Seal, Visix and Seal of the Drakes on the team. What I took out was Drexstar because Drexstar was my win condition, right? So my new win condition is now Seer. My Seer is really, really slow. I think she's like 130 speed or 120 speed, or really, really slow. So I think there's Tormund on wave 1 here. I'm not sure, but let's see if Tormund is on wave 1 here, just so I can show you real quick what that looks like when Tormund is present. Like what exactly Doom Priest does just on auto. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna put on Drexstar. All right, so let's see. I think wave 1 here might have a Tormund, which kind of makes it complicated, right? So you're gonna have to kind of like refresh over and over again until you get the right setup where Seer doesn't get frozen over and over again, so she can actually get off. All right, so let's go. Let's see what happens. All right, so let's put this on auto. There's a Tormund right there, right? Put that on auto. See what happens, right? So she does the decrease speed. All right, so that is the default thing Visix does. That's pretty cool, actually. It's fine. See? So what we're doing here is we're looking for a freeze. So far it hasn't happened yet, right? There we go. Okay, no one's gotten frozen yet. The only thing is we're only facing one Tormund. There is a wave where there's 3 of them. So just imagine everybody gets frozen, right? So I just want to have a situation here where somebody gets, there we go. People get frozen, right? Check this out. Doom Priest gets a turn, right? And there you go. Takes the freeze away, right? And it just allows me to do this thing where I can put the buffs on over and over again, which is kind of like a key thing that this team does. See, there we go. So now Visix can get off, right? See, no matter, right? So you can see how this can work on auto, right? Okay, good. We don't have to finish that. I just wanted to show you how it works. It works really, really good. It's a well-oiled machine. It just takes a really long time to get it done. And then we're going to do the Seer team for 190, right? So let's see if there's a Sippy Rotos combo right here, right off the bat on the first wave. Yeah, 119 is definitely a hard one, right? What is this? Oh, actually 119 is not that hard in my opinion. Sorry. Yeah, with this Seer comp right here, 119 is actually not that hard. Do you want me to show you why 119 is actually not that hard? Okay, come on. Let's just show you guys real quick why 119 is not that hard. The reason why 119 isn't that hard is because I'm free to do this, right? Here we go. See? So I put on all my buffs, right? And I'm free to just get my Seer to go off, right? So I want my Seer to go off here. Boom. All right. Stop. You see where the grindy part comes in? Since my Seer is not strong enough to wipe everybody off with one shot, I can do a thing where I just A1 the rest of the way, right? So let's say A1 right there, right? And then, let's get rid of one of these champs. There we go. I just A1 the rest of the way, or I just try to kind of like put control buffs on, like with, what's his face? With like, with Seal of the Drakes, right? and I can get everybody refreshed all the way up to the second wave, which is going to have the Siphi Tormund wave in there, right? There we go. See, I can put that stunts on. That's fine because it's just 3 turns to recover that. Once Cernic is down and you're just left with these 2 Rhine Beast, it's a pretty straightforward path now. So I'm just gonna try to stay alive, right? So you wanna at least try to stay alive. So you can do something like that, right? So just kill. All right. You're starting to see the point, right? I finish this wave off, and the next time around, I'm gonna do the same thing as I did before, but now it's gonna be like Siphi's gonna be one of the last ones left. And then you just kill Siphi. Once Siphi is dead and you're just left with a road assist, you can just probably put it on auto the rest of the way, honestly, from there. So yeah. But of course, it's 119. You've gotten through second wave. You're going to want a manual through the last wave, right? Just to make sure you don't do it. The AI doesn't do anything stupid. All right, so I want to find... God, which wave was that? One of these waves have, is it this one? Is it 116? I know one of these waves open with a Siphi and Rhodos right away. Oh God, which one was it? I don't even remember, honestly. There's just so many of them that I've had to do. And the same concept here. It's the same concept here. I think you guys get the gist of it already though. Right? Do you guys get the gist of it? I think you do. I think you do. So that's basically how I beat Hard Doom Tower, is with a Seer comp with a very slow Seer. So now, let's take a look at Frostbiter. And then I'm going to show you the team I used to beat Frostbiter, right? So, there's a little bit of a background story to this. Stu Gaming, he put out this video where he said Apothecary can solo Frostbiter 120. I saw that and I was like, whoa, this is amazing. Like that's the first thing that clicked onto my mind. Because like Apothecary is the ultimate F2P low spender champ, you know? He's rare, he's good everywhere in the game, and now you're telling me endgame Apothecary. So when you're at endgame, Apothecary kind of becomes a useless champ. You don't really need him anymore, right? And you're telling me once you get to endgame, my useless champ that got me through all those amazing contents before, right, is now useful again. Can be in a situation where he can solo Frostbiter. I was like, oh my god, this is exciting. I see the build, right? It has Lydia in it. So Lydia dies, but at the end, right, when Apothecary kills the Frostbiter, Lydia pops back up and does her passive and blocks the revive, and that's it. You get the win. So people started moaning about it. And I was like flabbergasted by the sheer amount of hate Stu got on that video. I was like, damn, people really can't see a good thing if a good thing is happening right in front of them. They're fixated on this idea of, one, it's not a true solo, because you do need Lydia to finish it. Solo, right? And then the other thing is that, oh my god, bro, you need Lydia, bro. I can't get Lydia, bro. I'm like, yeah, this is Hard Doom Tower, bruh. Of course. You're gonna need strong champs, right? So I wanted to address both criticisms in one video. So I did a little answer to Stu Gaming video. It's in my channel. It's a very recent video I did. And I did a thing where I said, oh, if I just put Armiger in regen set and immortal set and make sure he stays alive, I think I can do the Lydia effect with Armiger. Lo and behold, I was able to do it in floor 40. I was like, okay, it's just a matter of stats, right? So there we go. Just a matter of stats, and I am proven right once again. I was able to beat Doom Tower 120 with the most, I think that might be the most F2P friendly team, right? In Hard Doom Tower history, like as a 120 finish, that's gotta be up there, guys. You gotta give me that, right? So yeah, I use Haikatun. There's new ones here, actually. It's not just because, oh, let me pick the weakest champs I can possibly put in here just to get through, right? No, 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 no. There's new ones here. There's a little bit of nuance, right? So one is that Haikatun has speed aura. So you need a lot of speed to finish Doom Tower, hard Doom Tower 120. And Haikatun gives me that plus 19% speed aura. And you're like, well, why not put Lady Kim in there? Because people are going to say the same thing. They're like, I don't got Lady Kimmy, bro. What the heck are you doing, bro? You know, even though I did use Lady Kimmy to get here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think people really need to get over that whole, oh my god, I can't, I don't have the legendary champ. Well, guess what? You're going to have to gear harder. Because there is a way to do hard Doom Tower without Lady Kimmy. Most of the guys that finish hard Doom Tower, they don't use Lady Kimmy. You know, Lady Kimmy is just my tech to get my speeds up. But if you don't have Lady Kimmy, then guess what? You're going to have to farm those speed glyphs. You're going to have to build perception set. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just part of it. It's built in, right? Or actually, you can put Drexstar up as your accuracy lead. Now, instead of doing perception set, you're just doing speed set. There you go. Speed set, good speed rolls. You can hit that 250 number, you know? You can hit that 270 number, which is what you need for your first champ to go, which is probably going to be something like a turn meter pushback type champ or Vizix. You know, you need them to hit 270 speed, right? It is what it is. It's hard. It's hard Doom Tower, right? So yeah, let's get back to the Frostfighter team, right? So Haikatun gives me speed aura, very useful. And then Dark Elaine, actually, the waves have Tormund in them. So Dark Elaine is kind of like my win condition to get through the waves. So it just pops that AoE over and over again until Tormunds are dead. And then finally, Sylar is just a control champ. You just need a control champ to make sure that none of your guys, most of your guys survive. At least Apothecary and Armiger survive to get to the boss. And once you get to the boss, that's it. Everyone's going to die. And then it's just going to be Armiger and Apothecary left, right? You probably want to turn off Apothecary's A3, even with Armiger on the team, right? The only thing there is that if your Armiger is too slow, he's not going to have enough turns where he can do the regen. And he might fall behind in HP. That's it. That's really the main difference here. And then you want to force Armiger to use the A2 enemy max HP block revive skill over and over again. That's it. That's how you win. Pretty straightforward. Let's go to the champs, right? This is why you're here, and this is what you want to see. So let's show you. All right, so let's go F2P Legendary Trinity first. I've already done this yesterday, so I'll be a lot briefer. If you want to see a fuller breakdown of that wave team yesterday, you can look at yesterday's. You can look at my Magma Dragon video. It'll have a longer, more detailed explanation on how I built them. I'm just going to show you the stats, right? So this is the stats, right? 60k HP, 3.6k def, over 200 speed. So everybody's over 200 speed. 300 accuracy is minimum, but you really want closer to 350 once you get the hard Doom Tower, in my opinion, right? And then, okay, let's not focus too much on the actual artifacts. I showed all my artifact slots on the Magma Dragon video for Syl and most of my wave control champs, right? So you can look it up there. Just gonna show you the set I used, Relentless Immortal. So what I'm planning later on to get the speeds up better is just to ditch Immortal altogether and just put on Perception set right there. Masteries, everybody ends with Fearsome Presence in my teams, right? Drexstar, I wanted it to end in Fearsome Presence as well, but I just didn't change him yet. So he's still on War Master. So let's take a look at Drexstar, right? And of course, everybody is fully booked. So you all know why Syl is good, right? You all know why Syl is good. Do I need to explain this? Like, yeah, she's amazing. All right, let's go. Drexstar. So Drexstar, I have him on regen set, right? Stats are pretty okay. 3k def, almost 70k HP, over 200 speed. Accuracy is pretty low, 250. You need that 300, honestly. I just need to put perception gear on him, really. I'll change it up later because I'm going to need to beat Doom Tower again multiple times, actually, to get the other avatars and to get the new missions done, right? So yeah, it's going to be a thing where I'm going to have to rebuild some of these champs, but definitely this is kind of, I feel like this is kind of like the lower end on stats to get through hard Doom Tower, right? So yes, skills, fully booked. You really just want to book this A2 and the passive maybe, but the A2 for sure you want to book this down just to get the cooldowns, right? Finally, I have him ending on War Master. I prefer to have him on Fearsome Presence, and then I'm going to put on Provoke Set on him. That's my plan. I'm going to see how that works. Hopefully, it works pretty good. Then finally, Physics. Physics is the most important part of my wave control team. The reason why is because Physics typically will go first, right? So I have her on Stun and Perception Set. Max speed, max accuracy, that's what I went for with her. Unfortunately, her accuracy is still pretty low, 280. I need to push that up a little bit, so it's just a matter of finding more gear with speed and accuracy on them, really. And then 60k HP almost, 3.8k def, right? So pretty sturdy build. 60k HP, 3k def is kind of like a very good benchmark to try to get your champs up to if you're doing this kind of like grindier style. You can actually get it lower. I've seen a lot of builds where it's just 40k HP, 50k HP. Those are fine, really. What you're worried more about is just good enough HP, great def, and then you just want accuracy over 300, speed over 200. In Physics case, you want your Physics to have access to that 270 speed threshold so she can go first, right? And then why you want her to go first is because of this. So you're putting on decreased speed on all the enemies. That's it. That decreased speed gets you to snowball into your other champs and have them do their thing and suppress waves, and then eventually, hopefully, lock people out so you could get to your Seer and go off, right? Or if you're just using Doom Priest, then just kind of like snowball and get all your debuffs up, right? And then she's got the AoE Provoke here, 100% chance to place. Ending on Fearsome Presence, like I said, I have a more detailed explanation of the masteries in my video yesterday, so you probably want to check that out if you want to look at these champs' skills and things, right? Lady Kimmy. So she is going to be on Stun and Perception Set, whoop-de-doo, the same thing I tried to do, right? Let's see what the stats are. So accuracy, 280, that could be higher, of course. Def is definitely a little bit low, 2.5, so I want that a little bit higher. And speed, 221, speed's fine. The speed could be higher as well, because you do want Kimmy kind of going earlier. And really, what you want her to do is more, if I'm using the Seer comp, I want her to do this. And then if I'm not using the Seer comp, I want her to do this, which puts decreased speed on and also pushes the turn meter back. So I have two shots at AoE decreased speed, right? So one with Physics, another one with Lady Kimmy. Once the AoE decreased speed is on, that's when the suppression really, really snowballs, right? And then, of course, Masteries is the same thing. I'll show you a little trick, though, with Lady Kimmy. If you do happen to have her, you went for that Void, for that guaranteed 150 Ancient Shard thing, right? So 60% chance of placing Leech if you put Stun on, right? So I have Stun set on her, which is why it also combos well with Fearsome Presence, because it increases the chances of stun, so I can put more Leech on. Not really that important, right? Until you take a look at her skills and her passive, right? Her passive says, whenever this champion places a debuff on an enemy, you push that enemy's turn meter down 5% for each debuff placed, right? So if I put the stun and the leash on, that's a free 10% extra turn meter down. Look at this. This skill places two debuffs on. Decrease speed and decrease accuracy, right? So 2 plus 2, 4, 4 times 5, 20% turn meter, plus this skill also puts the turn meter down by 15%. So now, if everything goes well, she's almost as good as Sylar in terms of what Sylar does, in terms of pushing turn meter back. It's just, I think, 40%. But she also puts decreased accuracy on in the same skill instead of waiting to cycle back into her decreased accuracy AoE. So to me, she's kind of like a better version of Sylar. Just better stats, just more utility. Plus, she gives you the increased accuracy buff, which is really how I get through with all those kind of like shady accuracy numbers I have on paper. This really helps kind of like bind all that together and get me through the thresholds. So, okay, we've seen everybody, I think, except Doom Priest, right? So, is Doom Priest special? No, really, not really that special. So she's on Relentless set and Immortal set. I just want her alive. That's it. I can, actually what I want and should build on this Doom Priest is Resistance. And I haven't done that because I was so concerned with getting her on Relentless set, right? So if I'm going to rebuild this Doom Priest, I'm going to put a lot more resist on her. I'm talking like 380, 360, 370 resist, while keeping all these stats the same. 60k HP, 2.5k def. Oh, I need that a little bit higher. 225 speed. The speed needs to be high for sure, because you just want her doing her thing, right? Which is taking the freezes off in my case. This is what I'm talking about right here. Bolster, heal, 7.5%. Pretty good, but not as good as Sills, I think. But really, the best part here is you take a random debuff away every time, which is going to be the freezes. And then Masteries, I have her on War Master, just so she can do something, like pick away and then be an extra win condition, it's nothing spectacular. And then I preferred to have her on accuracy set to get more healing. But honestly, if you just want to keep her alive, the defense set is not bad as well. That's it, really. I really like my Doom Priest build, right? But I think I can do her better later. Then finally, this is gonna shock the bejesus out of you, I think. So I got my Seer on Savage set, which is pretty common, right? I got her Savage crit rate set, right? But check this out, guys. Holy crap. You will be shocked at how slow this Seer is. This Seer is at 115 speed, Hard Doom Tower done, 115 speed. A lot of accuracy, 220 accuracy, right? So I am relying on Lady Kimmy's increased accuracy buff. That really does help me land these shots. Then, HP, you need a little bit of HP on her, honestly, just to survive shots in Doom Tower, especially the way I play it, which I play it a little bit more grindy. Attack is not that high, 2.5k, so it's not that important. I think the attack is not really that big a deal. So how did I get to this build? Well, you want crit damage gloves if you can, right? So I have crit damage gloves with crit rate. This one is not the best. 4% crit rate. It's pretty bad, honestly, which is why I had to put her on crit rate set. So I found one on my Divine set. This is a 4-star attack percentage chest, a 4-star rare attack percentage chest. I mean, bros, you're telling me you have a Seer and you just haven't built her because you're seeing all these content creators have these insane builds for Syl and you're like for Seer and you're like, there's no way I can match that. There's just no way I can match. Well, check this out, 4-star chest, right? I'm gonna do you one even better. Look at this, flat HP boots with triple crit rate, right? So that's the reason why those boots are there. Triple crit rate, flat HP boots, right? So if that's familiar to you, I think I used this one for my what's that guy? Septimus. I think I used him for Septimus before. And then the top part of this gear is you're just looking for crit rate to get to that 100% and then as much crit damage as you can. So this one's crit rate, crit damage. So this crit rate, right? Some accuracy. So you do want accuracy. So I have some accuracy on the chest, on the amulet, but definitely it's got to be a crit damage amulet. So one clear upgrade here for me would be a crit damage amulet with a double accuracy roll, at least. That'll be a clear upgrade there. And then the other one is an accuracy banner. If you can find an accuracy banner, preferably with speed and just a bunch of stats. Triple stat here would actually be great, like def percentage, HP percentage, attack percentage. That would be so great if I can find a way to get that on there. Then I have a blood shield ring on her, but it's not really that important, honestly. You just want stats here. So as much stats as you can fit in this ring, great. Skills. Is she fully booked? Let me see. Oh, she's not fully booked. So you do get an extra 5% chance to land that extra turn. Oh, I should fully book her. My God, she's not even fully booked. Can you imagine? That's pretty crazy, right? Anyways, I would probably book her out for my next Doom Tower runs. But yeah, this one's not booked. This one you do want to book. So I got lucky here, actually. Just the 2 books needed for the Karma Burn. Great. But if you're going to do the grindier Seer comp, right, you want to disable Clan Banner. So take that away entirely with the AI. And just have her do A1s over and over again. Get those extra currents. Reset this Karma Burn. So the rest of the skills. So if I do want to improve Seer later, obviously, I would love to have refresh accessories on her. That would be the goal. Right, so if I can get like a crit damage refresh amulet right there, I would put that on for sure. The masteries are kind of like Seer masteries, right? But instead of Helm Smasher, I have her on Flawless Execution. I just want more consistency, honestly. Like once you get the hard Doom Tower, you do want Helm Smasher probably. Especially if you're playing the way I'm playing it, because it's more grindy, more RNG, like dependent. Because taking defense out of the equation in hard Doom Tower impacts your damage a lot more because of how high the defenses are. That's just how the math pans out. And then I'm doing accuracy here into Cycle of Magic to get more cooldowns. And you know, like there's nothing you really need to put on there other than Spirit Haste anyway. And it's a standard nuker. It's a standard nuker mastery, I think. Pretty standard. Yeah. So that's my Seer. She's amazing. I love her. You love her. I'm not gonna show you Haikatoon, Dark Elaine, or Sylar. Honestly, their stats are irrelevant. If they're good enough for you to get you through dungeons, they're good enough to get you through those waves in Frostbiter 120. I'm not even kidding there. So what you really want to see is Apothecary and Armiger, right? So that's what we're going to close this video with. Apothecary and Armiger. So let's do Apothecary. Where is Apothecary at? There we go. Hello. Alright. So these are the final stats I had Apothecary on when I beat hard Doom Tower 120. 56k HP, 2.9k def. You probably want that def a little bit higher, it's a little bit low. 366 resistance, so I think the number for resistance is 390 something. But 366 was good enough for me. There's like a chance or failure, obviously, because it increases the number of chances that you get like frozen. But, you know, whatever. That's all I can do. And the reason why is because, part of the reason why is because I have him on Blood Shield Amulet right here. Why won't you click? Game freeze on me. There we go. So the reason why I have Blood Shield Amulet on my Apothecary is because I was able to use Apothecary to beat Scarab King. Floor 50, not floor 100. So, floor 100, I think I just need more stats, honestly, to beat floor 100. So maybe like something like 70k HP and 3.5k def. If I can hit those numbers, or 70k HP or 60k maybe 65. If I can hit those numbers, I think I may be able to solo, but I'm not sure though. That's why. So I used Burgess to solo that Scarab King 100. And then for masteries, we have him on defense and support. And then he's on toxic set. Toxic set is your win condition, right? You get rid of the ad over time with his random hit A1. And now let's take a look at Armiger, right? So Armiger is actually built the same way masteries-wise. But look at this. So Armiger doesn't have full stats yet. I didn't max everything out. But Armiger, I had to beef up his stats a little bit. So I have him at 40k HP, 2.6k def, 190 speed. So the speed is low. That's why I want Taikatun in there to give me more speed. The accuracy is really low, less than 200. But the resistance is where you want it to be. So the weird thing about this Armiger is I'm not trying to land that decreased turn meter. And Block Revive does not check for accuracy. There you go. It doesn't check for accuracy. So you don't need accuracy on him, right? You got the Block Revive right there. You want to force that on when you're fighting the boss, right? So regen and speed set right here to get to those stats. Take a look at this. It's the same masteries as Apothecary almost. So I'm trying to end in Unshakable right here. Right. And of course, you do want Spirit Haste, right? So Spirit Haste is a thing because it gives you plus 24 speed, I think. Right? Spirit Haste plus 24 speed, yeah. It's really strong. You need it. And then I'm gonna show you Apothecary's gear real quick. But I already did this breakdown for Apothecary in my Apothecary solo builds, like how I built him specifically. So yeah, for Armiger, take a look at these. Should we start with the top row or the bottom row? Let's do accessories first. So definitely banner, you want resist on your banner. If you can get resist on your banner, I think resist on your banner would be the best one. The game is slowing down on me. Come on, baby. There we go. More resist on the banner. You want speed, right? So I haven't even glyphed this up, so this could be a source of speed for me. It's a revenge banner. Not really that important, honestly. It doesn't really come into play that much, so don't even worry about that. That doesn't matter. This one, you want this one defense. You don't want crit damage. I know you're probably tempted to put crit damage on to get more damage out of him, because he is an enemy max HP champ, but honestly, you want him to survive. So if you're going to do this Armiger Apothecary duo, you want Armiger to survive. You got to put defense on, right? So defense with resist rolls. I have a double resist roll in this one and an accuracy roll as well. So both are good. Both are needed on Armiger anyway, but you focus more on resist. And this is a 5-star ring with triple def roll. Great. It's a triple stat as well. I don't need attack percentage, but I do want HP and def. So this one could be better if I can get a 6-star ring with a double def roll, maybe, and a single HP roll, something like that. That would be great. This isn't a it's a 5-star speed boot, right? And those accessories, the ring and the amulet, are not even fully leveled up yet. There is a way for my Armiger to be even tougher, right? And even faster. So these boots are great for me because they have accuracy and resistance, and all the rolls added on those two. So yeah, this is exactly what I want for this particular build. This one right here is a defense chest that doesn't have resist on it. So if I was going to change this up, for sure, this would be one of the things I look at. Get resist on one of these. On the chest, maybe. Because I have resist on the gloves, but it's a 5-star glove, though, right? So, but it's a double speed roll, so I do want speed, right? And it's on speed set, which is great. This 6-star shield didn't roll speed on me, unfortunately. I just got HP out of it, which is fine. And then the last one, resist. So I do like resist on Armiger. For this build, of course. And this one is, this helmet probably could be changed down the line. Doesn't have any speed on it. So if I can get a helmet here, a regen helmet with speed and resist, that'll be fine. Crit rate would be great too. If I can find some crit rate, that's fine. So I have a little bit of crit rate. I have what? 42 plus 15, so that's what? 57? 57% crit rate. That's not bad, actually. That's not bad. Every other hit I make, I get crit. So yeah, this has a double crit rate roll, and it has resist on it. Doesn't have speed though, but I do have a chance to get speed if I max it out. So yeah, Armiger can be better, but really this Armiger was good enough to break through Frostbiter 120. And that's it, boys. That's how I conquered Hard Doom Tower under Frostbiter. We're going to try to do this magic again with Eternal Dragon and then eventually Dark Bay as well. Alright? See you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.